it crushes me knowing that my baby boy was up there yelling probably for his parents for help. That coward of a monster went into my children's rooms instead of my room.
Daddy walked over to Logan, and I just see my dad holding Logan in his arm, and Daddy's just screaming and crying for help.
I knew something was wrong because when I found him, he was laid down in a puddle of blood. When I was holding him, my fingers slipped into the cuts in the back of his head, and I knew then that he was gone. When he closed his eyes on me, he was gone, and he wasn't coming back.
Logan took his last breath in Daddy's arm.
Tonight, joining us, two very special guests. It's Logan's father, Dean Tipton, and Logan's sister, just a little girl when this happened, Coral. Tiptons, thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing the story.
Mr. Tipton, my father would cry, not about anything else, but anything to do with us, his three children. He would just, so tenderhearted. And I am curious where you get the strength to talk about Logan.
I look at it as a way to keep Logan alive, keep his memory alive. And plus, I've got 4 other amazing children that help keep me going. None of it's easy, but we want the world to know who our son is and the injustice that was done upon our family.
Injustice, I don't think it was done on your family. It has been heaped on your family. You know, I understand what you're saying to an extent. I thought I knew it all about grieving and suffering when my fiance was murdered shortly before our wedding, but now that I have the twins, I just have to go lay down on the railroad track and wait for a train to come. I don't know where you're getting the strength, but yet you have to, Dean, for your other children, because they need you, and you're setting an example to them about how to deal with the worst hardship any parent can endure. And you're showing them that. To Coral, this is Logan's sister, how, when you look back and think of all the Christmas mornings and birthdays and basketball games out in the driveway and supper time with the family that you have lost with your brother Logan, what goes through your mind, Coral?
A lot of what ifs come to my mind a lot whenever I get to thinking about him and what we would be doing if he was here. But I do all the time like to say that Logan saved the rest of us that night. So I just look at him as a light in my life that I can't see, but I know is there because he is what saved us.
Why do you say that, Coral?
Because when Logan was being killed, Ronald Xanis told him to shut up screaming, and if he wasn't gonna shut up screaming and crying, that he was gonna come get me and the rest of my siblings, and Logan stopped crying.
Dean, when you hear that from Coral, I mean, did you ever in your wildest dreams, you guys were celebrating in a new house, it's Christmas time, in your wildest dreams imagine this could happen? You know, the other night, it was 3 a.m., and I heard what sounded like an unbreakable Christmas ornament fall off of the tree onto the hardwood floor, right? That's what it sounded like in my mind, in my daughter's room. And all I could think about was Logan. At first I thought, oh, what is Lucy doing in there at 3 o'clock in the morning? And I thought of Logan. I jumped up and ran. And
Yeah.
just when you hear Coral describe what she just said, how does that make you feel?
It crushes me, knowing that my baby boy was up there yelling probably for his parents for help. And that coward of a monster went into my children's rooms instead of my room. Uh, I have a lot of feelings. I feel like I let him down, even though I did everything I could.
Straight back to Dean Tipton. This is Logan's dad. Oh, that was from the official Wolf YouTube. I'm surprised you didn't kill him right there on the spot, Dean.
It's something I regret every day. I wish I had have, but I didn't know Logan was hurt. I didn't know. I didn't even know he was up there until after the police had got there and was fighting with Ronald Exonis, this monster. I didn't know until I started down the stairs and Coral met me and said, "Daddy, you need to go get Logan." And that's when I found him.
Coral, tell me what happened.
I headed upstairs to just see what was going on, really, because the police were there. And once they got situated on Ronald Exanis, my dad got up and was going to go back downstairs to check on everybody. But I told Daddy, I said, "You need to get Bubby. He's still sleeping." And Daddy walked over to Logan, and I just see my dad holding Logan in his arms, and Daddy's just screaming and crying for help. And Logan took his last breath in Daddy's arms.
Mr. Tipton, when you saw Logan still lying there, you had no idea he had been attacked.
I didn't know he had been attacked at all. I knew something was wrong because when I found him, he was laid down in a puddle of blood. And as I was, when I was holding him, my fingers slipped into the cuts in the back of his head, and I knew then that he was gone. When he closed his eyes on me, he was gone, and he wasn't coming back. Eventually, one of the detectives come over, or the officers come over and took Logan from me and started CPR. And I got up and I kicked him several times. This monster, I kicked him several times while he was laid there handcuffed. And I seen the knife laying on the floor, and I grabbed it and picked it up and was ready to kill him, but the police dragged me down the stairs.
With all of these witnesses, with all this testimony, I don't understand the jury verdict. Dean, you told the jury what happened, right?
Yes. Yeah, we
told them what we were allowed.
We were kind of limited on what Gordy Shaw, which was our prosecuting attorney, would allow us to say. Me and Gordy Shaw had words once before, and he looked at me and told me that he would go through this trial with or without me because I was questioning the way he was doing things. So honestly,
what did you not get to tell the jury?
I I didn't get to tell the jury that the man begged me not to kill him. Because when I had him down the second time, when I had him down on the ground, I was mad. I was furious. I was like, this man is in my children's room. And I told him, I said, I'm going to kill you. And I was starting to try to break his neck. And I had just had shoulder surgery 2 weeks before that. And I was hearing this ripping and tearing, and I thought it was his neck, but it ended up being me tearing my shoulder back apart. And as I was trying to kill him, he begged me not to do it. He said, I know you should do it, but please do not kill me.
Mr. Tipton, you have a story about Logan and Sunday school?
Yes. I've been asked several times how to describe who Logan was. And the best way I know to describe him is his Sunday school teacher reached out to me after all this happened. And this was in November, the end of November, right a week or two before December 7th. She said the Sunday school class was writing down what they were going to give Jesus for his birthday, for Christmas. And Logan hadn't written anything down. And the Sunday school teacher asked him, said, Logan, why haven't you written anything down? And he said, I've already given Jesus my gift. And she said, what was that? And she said, I gave him my heart. This is coming from a 6-year-old little boy. That's who my son was. That's exactly who my son was.